name is Houston Vetter. Some people call me Doc, which is short for Doc Results. And before you get worried as I go over some of this information, realize we're offering you solutions to problems so you no longer have to worry and you can find a way to improve the quality of your life and the lives of your loved ones. I suspect you're already aware of some of these statistics, even though everything I'll be informing you about can easily be found. How surprised would you be to find every 67 seconds someone in the United States develops dementia? And the problem is even worse than that. And before we go any further into the grim facts that have a lot of people like you feel worried, afraid, and looking for solutions, let me introduce myself and why you can listen to me. As I said, my name is Houston Vetter, and I've got some pilot higher and deepers and master teacher trainer certificates in about 39 different modalities. And I'm what is known as a modeler. I research and study the subjective out-of-conscious awareness, patterns and skills that many successful people use to be successful, and I teach others how to duplicate success. The reason I'm talking to you is a large portion of the people of the companies I work with are in the medical and healthcare industries, particularly memory care, assisted living, nursing homes, home health, companion care, hospice, and others, all the way from the corporate to the nursing, to the nurses, to the aides, to the companions, to the caregivers. I've been in the trenches, seen the suffering and pain that you and someone you know is going through or will be going through soon. The reason for offering the information is because the problem is not going away, and it's only going to get worse and worse and worse. At present, the official line is dementia is a progressive disease that currently has no cure, with symptoms that are not reversible, leading to permanent damage, eventually to the point where the person with dementia can no longer take care of themselves. Add on top of that, 3.2 million women and 1.9 million men suffer from dementia this year. And about 700,000 people will die from dementia this year. Next year, it'll be more. Before we get personal and we talk about people you know, maybe even yourself, who have dementia or memory problems or memory loss, it's important to remember that as the population gets older, the problem of dementia increases and becomes more and more a sure thing for you and your loved ones. Are you aware that in 10 years, it's estimated that 7.1 million people will suffer from dementia? 25 years later, the number will be 13.8 million people suffering from dementia. And that's not the scary part. Are you ready for this? Take every number I've offered you so far and double it to get a more accurate number of the people who will suffer from the effects of dementia. You see, because of the nature of this disease, not only the person who gets it suffer, but also the people or the persons who have to care for the person with dementia. They suffer also. So instead of one person every 67 seconds, there's two people every 67 seconds in the United States that are affected by dementia. The person who develops the disease and the caregiver who takes care of them. Not 5.3 million people suffering from dementia. This year, there's 10.6 million people who suffer because of it. Dementia is not a short-term disease with possible cures. It progresses with time and debilitates a person until death. And remember, our population is aging more and more every day. If you think about this too long, it can make you feel sad and want to change that now with us. Who do you know that's suffering from dementia right now? The chances are good that someone you know has dementia, a friend, a family member perhaps. Did you know that the fastest growing need in the medical and healthcare industry is for memory care and dementia facilities to care for the increasing number of people who need help? There are more memory care facilities being built right now in the United States than any other type of medical facility care unit, including hospitals. According to the ALZ.org, which is Alzheimer's Association, the definition of dementia is a general term for a decline in mental ability severe enough to interfere with daily life. Memory loss is a good example, and Alzheimer's is the most common form of dementia. Dementia is not one disease. It's a classification of different types of memory loss. The most common is Alzheimer's. A few of the others are vascular dementia, dementia with Lewy bodies, which Robin Williams had, traumatic brain injury, Parkinson's disease, mixed dementia, Huntington's disease, just to name a few. The definition of dementia tells you the effect of dementia, but not the cause. Structurally, dementia is the degradation or the loss of neural pathways. And neural pathways is how the energy of the body communicates to everything in the body, from memory to every bodily function. Every word, every thought, every body movement is dependent upon neural pathways. The more they degrade, the less communication goes on in your body. And without communication, your body cannot function. It's kind of like your house. Without electrical lines, we no longer have lights or energy to run our homes. So a useful working definition of dementia is the degradation of neural pathways that result in a decline in mental ability, severe enough to interfere with activities of daily life. Do you see why it requires someone to take care of the person with dementia, and why this is becoming more and more a problem, and we need to find solutions now? Remember, the current belief is that there's no cure, with symptoms that are not reversible, leading to permanent damage, eventually to the point where the person with dementia can no longer take care of themselves. So why should you actively look for answers? One reason, because you want to improve your quality of life and that of your loved ones as well. Not to mention the cost of dealing with dementia now and in your retirement years. Currently, according to the New England Journal of Medicine, the cost of dementia in 2010 was between $42,746 to $69,834. 215 billion, not million, 215 billion, and Medicare covered less than 5% of that. And I'm sure you know the number is a lot higher this year, right? If you, like me, don't have an extra $100,000 laying around to take care of memory and dementia problems, maybe we ought to start now to do something about it. You may have noticed some of these general signs of dementia personally or with family members or friends. Memory loss, communication and memory trouble, the inability to focus and pay attention, visual perception problems, and problems with reasoning and judgment. Now, to some of you, that may sound like a good description of teenagers. The only problem is teenagers get better and grow out of it. Dementia patients get worse and become more of a challenge to help. By now, you may be curious what the different stages of dementia are. Well, there are three main ways of measuring the disease. The first two have 7 stages, and the last one has 5 stages. The first two are called the GDS, which is the Global Deterioration Scale, and the second one is called FAST, F-A-S-T, Functional Assessment Staging Test, and the third way to measure dementia is called CDR, Clinical Dementia Rating. Let's look at the CDR. CDR 0 is no dementia. CDR 0.5 is labeled mild. Its memory problems are slight but consistent. Some difficulties with time and problem solving. Daily life is slightly impaired. CDR 1, which is also mild, is memory loss is moderate, especially for recent events, and interference with daily activities. Moderate difficulty with problem solving and cannot function independently at community affairs, difficulty with daily activities and hobbies, especially complex ones. CDR 2, moderately, more profound memory loss, only retaining highly learned material, disoriented with respect to time and place, lacking good judgment, and difficulty handling problems. Little or no independent function at home, can only do simple chores, and has few interests. CDR 3 is severe memory loss, not oriented with respect to time or place, no judgment or problem-solving abilities, cannot participate in community affairs outside the home, requires help with all tasks of daily living, and requires more help for personal care. And often they're incontinent. Currently, Since the established standard has decided that dementia has no cure and that it gets worse with time, the focus is on slowing the progress of the disease by using drugs, exercise, diet, heart healthy behaviors, avoiding head injuries, mental activities, and socializing. By now, you may have felt the hopelessness that patients and caregivers feel when dealing with dementia. And our new Stopping Dementia program not only supports all that is being done currently to slow the progress, it goes beyond that to stop a person where they are on the dementia scale and reverse their dementia state to a lower, better number. Speaking to you as a person who wants to feel better now and to live a good life, you want a program that instead of maintaining and coping, you want one that improves and improves more with time. That's what the Stopping Dementia program does, and that's why you want to get this program. By now, using this program, you'll be addressing the foundational cause of dementia. Remember, dementia is the degradation of neural pathways that result in a decline in mental ability severe enough to interfere with daily activities of life. The reason you want to get this program now is because the Stopping Dementia program does the one thing that you want. It builds new neural pathways. With new neural pathways, you get better cognition, more clarity, and better memory. Isn't that reason enough to get it now? When you do the simple exercises in the Stopping Dementia program, you build more and more neural pathways, which does more than slow the progress of the disease. It can reverse the direction. And the beauty of the program is it benefits both the patient and the caregiver. It builds new neural pathways for both, improving both patient and caregiver's cognition, clarity, and memory. Now, possible side effects of doing these simple mental exercises are creativity, more energy, more vitality, more spunk, laughter, smiles, good feelings, happiness, joy, enthusiasm, peace, confidence, feelings of euphoria, safety, and pleasure. What if you found out that your neural pathways are stuck and could use some help? Would you like to find out if you need to build more neural pathways? Would you like to not be one of the 10.6 million people who suffer because of dementia this year and have to spend more money than you want or have on dementia care? Would you like to find out if you could benefit from doing the Stopping Dementia program? Well, here's all you have to do. We're going to do a simple exercise. If I had someone here, I'd bring them up and I would have them do it. I would take 3 fingers and I'd hold it up here and I'd have you hold your head still and look up, and I would count to 30. But so you can do this at home and all by yourself, so you don't need anyone there to do it with you. All you have to do is put your 3 fingers together, put it right here at the top of your head, hold your head straight, turn your eyes up, looking at the tips of your finger. Even though you can't see them, look as if you're looking at the tips of your finger, and I'll just count to 30. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 29, 30. Now, after you've done that, do you feel the pressure in your head? Do you feel tingling? Do you feel like you might feel like it's a headache, or it's aching, or there's pressure there? That lets you know that you could use more neural pathways. That's what our program does. So you can find more information below the video on the link and find out more about how to stop dementia or improve your memory and get more clarity, more memory, and get rid of memory loss. So thank you. Have a good day.